Instagram. Come on in, Facebook. Come on in, YouTube, y'all. Come on in. Babies, we about to do this tonight. We about to have a serious conversation. We get ready to talk about this upcoming election. That is the main focus for tonight. Because you know why? They think we crazy. They think we crazy. They think black folk crazy. And that they could pick our leaders. Can you turn that up, Maestro? Can you turn that up, Maestro? Yes. You hear that?
I know this song word for word.
Sing it,
This is one of my favorite songs.
Sing it, let me hear you.
That's my only advice. Who do you think you are?
Come on.
Bless your soul. You really think you're in control?
You're not.
You're not. I think you're crazy.
Y'all think we crazy.
I think you're crazy.
We ain't crazy. We know what's going on. And guess what? You can't get mad at us for educating the people and letting them know exactly what's happening in Savannah. You got to be, how they say it? Ray Charles can see through it and Stevie ain't got no wonder. Ray Charles can see through this foolishness and Stevie ain't got no wonder. Y'all remember I said that, okay?
Oh, it looks good and clean.
Yes. I need y'all to like, and share. Angel Brown Hutchinson, Tammy Stone, Deidre Murray, Tamara Lloyd, all y'all, share this. Everybody and their mama need to be watching this tonight. Everybody. Let me tell y'all something. Get ready, y'all. We got a stone gas for you tonight. We got the district attorney. How you knock that down, please?
Oh, sorry.
We got the district attorney in the building. We got a potential coroner in the building. We got a potential sheriff in the building. And y'all know how I do it. When you sit here at this table, you are what you running for. So I'm going to welcome the sheriff and the coroner. All right? And the district attorney. Yes, indeed. Let me say this right here. What you hear on this podcast is not necessarily the opinion of who? Your host. Me, Alicia Blakely, yours truly. It is the opinion of our guests. If you hear something that you don't like, by all means, y'all, don't go out in the community and spread negativity. Pick up that phone and give us a call. Goodness gracious, look in there and get the speaker, please, Maestro. Give us a call at 912-631-0731. You might change the mind of the person who said what it was you didn't like what was being said, or they may change your mind. I see y'all coming in. Y'all come on in. Like, and share. It's hot as I don't know what.
Well, the air not on. You know, I've been gone all day, so I ain't have to.
Oh my goodness gracious. I'm about to have a conniption up in here. It's a good thing I did not dress up like I thought I was. Maestro, you got to look in that pocketbook and hand me that phone. Y'all, we running behind schedule because everybody, JP, you ain't got to give me the pocketbook. But if y'all want to see that Brahmin, y'all can. Oh my goodness. Thank you, nephew. For my Brahmin. That's the one you bought. I appreciate you, brother. All right, y'all.
Oh, yeah,
all right, JP, go ahead.
Port to Port Music Group,
yes.
PORT, the number 2 PORT Music Group on all platforms. Please like, share, subscribe, download porttoportmusicgroup.com. Go on the website, check it out. You can get everything that's music and media related, including being on, if you want your own podcast, if you want your music recorded, mixed, and mastered, if you want videos shot, if you need photo shoots, hit us up. Port to Port Music Group. Again, porttoportmusicgroup.com. That's PORT, the number 2 PORT Music Group on all platforms. Again, every Monday, Listen Up Live Radio. I'm about to start doing a video show with Protocol was showing me how to put the videos. So we're gonna start showcasing underground music videos, top 5 or top 10.
It did.
Yeah.
Look here, Facebook, don't play now. This ain't no time for y'all to be playing. We don't own the rights to none of that music, and he put the caption in there. So don't be blocking us, okay? Yeah. I ain't playing with y'all now. We ain't got time for this. This is a serious election, and we got to have these people come and speak up.
Okay. Y'all still tuned in, right?
Everybody's still there.
Yeah, just leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, let us know y'all still tuned in.
But anyway, it said, ad breaks disabled. This video contains music. Yeah, you put the
I put the thing in there.
Caption in there.
Look, it's right there.
You sure did.
I put it in there. So I don't know.
All right, don't start no stuff, Facebook.
Okay, well,
we good. We
okay,
good.
well, anyway, again, that's PORT, the number 2 PORT Music Group on all platforms. All right, y'all already know if you part of the village. Shout out to y'all. Y'all always holding us down. Every Monday, Listen Up Live Radio. Every Tuesday, of course, by us, for us. Shout out to y'all. Every Wednesday, Bitter Rivals Radio. Truth is Told, Lies Unfold. Every Thursday, Doc Wild, Queen Cougar, Pope Pimp, Talk Your Ish. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to all of that again on Port to Port Music Group. And donate, please. Again, I tell y'all that I'm trying to put together our back to school event right here at the studio in the parking lot. We got a lot of stuff to do. We trying to get bouncy houses. We trying to get stages. We going to let the kids perform. We going to be doing our thing. We giving out book bags. We giving out uniforms. We giving out school supplies, and gifts. We giving out prizes. We doing a lot of stuff. But
we need your
popping though.
Oh, this ain't making no sense.
I put it in there. I did what was asked.
It keeps saying, Facebook, we do not own the rights. Y'all, if we go off, y'all just tune right back in. If we go off, if they kick us off, y'all just tune right back in. I don't understand why they didn't kick off the other ones, but they did. They doing this one. You know what? It's the algorithms.
I don't know, but
yeah, it is.
We honored the guidelines and put everything in there. So
for real. But so I don't even know why they playing. Stop playing with us, Facebook.
You can show everything degenerate, but when you giving out the truth, what they do, they cut you off.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'm putting the make a long story short. Donate. I need y'all's help to make sure that we get this thing going as full throttle as we can do it. So
somebody might be reporting us. You
know
that?
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah. I just want to get our guests in, so I'm just making it brief. I put it in the caption. Donate if you can. Appreciate you. Love y'all. Shout out to the village. I'm about to get out the way so we can get our first guest in.
We still here. Even though it's going on, we still can hear.
All right, good. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, y'all, we're gonna do something different. Thank you. We're gonna do something different tonight. There are topics that we will be discussing after our guests come on. We're going to talk about T-Splosh. We're going to talk about housing. Y'all, Saturday, 10 o'clock at the Savannah Mall Library. There will be lenders there that will be able to let you know whether or not you can get a house. The state shouts out to Representative Carl Gilliard. He's doing a housing fair, and the state is giving money. The city was giving money, but now you got the state and the city giving you money. So instead of you paying $1,200 for rent, you could be paying $900 for a house. Okay? Y'all need to be to the Savannah Mall Library on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. I want to say this. Let's give a moment of silence for Vanessa Taylor, who lost her sister. She lost her sister to cancer. Let's do a moment of silence. Deepest sympathies and sincere condolences to you, Vanessa, and to your family. Also, y'all, I was telling you about $1,860 per month for a person that's taking care of their family member. This is it. It's called homenurse.com. homenurse.com. 770-765-1111. Somebody please put that in the comments because JP had to go. 770-765-1111. 1111. Y'all, let me tell you something. Instead of putting your family member in the nursing home, go ahead and take care of them at home. Get $1,860 per month. Okay? And that is homenurse.com. Caring for loved ones since 1983. This is a community education bulletin. Y'all, please. I mean, come on. I know some people that's taking care of loved ones that's elderly, that's sick, and what have you, and they ain't getting nothing. So this is a program where you can get some funds. Okay, that's it. Yes, all right. No words this time. Please, no words. Because we don't want them saying nothing crazy.
They're acting up, I got you.
Oh, yeah. Well, you already know now. Who is that? Put that in there. Homenurse.com. Carla O'Berry. Please put the telephone number in there, too. Carla at 770-765-1111. You can call that number. Toll free, everything toll free now, ain't it? They got here a toll free number. Who use numbers where you got to pay? Your cell phone pay for everything straight, right? Okay, come on. All right, we ready? All right, our next guest coming to the subject, y'all. We moving fast. Because we got a lot going on tonight. We got a lot going on. Okay, but we want y'all to get it all. Oh, yeah. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Yes, sir. Come on in. Come right on in. Uh-oh, let me pull this around here. There you go. Come on in. I'm going to call you Reverend Dr. Pastor Charles O'Berry.
You can listen to that while you can listen to that while you get the body together.
Yes. You heard what Maestro say? He can listen to that while he's getting the body together. All right, listen. I'm so glad you're here. You know, I tell everybody when you come sit at this Astontish, which that means the table, the meeting place.
Yes, I love it.
When you come here, I tell you, you are what you're running for. So I'm going to say this. I would say this to anybody that's running for an elected position. So I'm going to call you what you're running for. And that's Coroner Dr. Charles O'Berry.
That sound good.
That sound good?
That sound real good.
All right. I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. And then just want you to introduce yourself to our viewing audience and let them know who you are and why you decided to run for this office and what can you bring to the office that's not already there. Okay?
Okay. Well, I'm Dr. Charles O'Berry. I'm running for China County Coroner, and I'm a pastor. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a community man. I'm also the general manager of Adams Funeral Services. A lot of people don't realize that I am in the funeral industry.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm running Miss Alicia is because I'm a product of the coroner office. Okay. And I tell people all the time, I didn't just choose the coroner office chose me.
Oh.
When I was 8 years old, my father was murdered in Woodsville. He got into a fight and he got kicked in the head and he had a brain aneurysm and he died. And that's my first introduction to the coroner. The coroner came, I believe it was Metz at the time. He came in and I got introduced to the coroner. That's what got me to the funeral industry, period. Was because I saw my father in a blue casket, in a blue suit, riding in a black hearse. And ever since that day, blue is my favorite color and the hearse is my favorite ride. But I'm a product in it of this, and I'm a product of the coroner.
You know what? I ain't never heard nobody say it. The hearse was their favorite ride.
Was my favorite ride because I wanted to be like my father, and I watched my father go on the ground at the age of 8.
Okay,
I lost my mother at the age of 11, so it was me and the funeral industry just went hand in hand. But I dealt with the coroner office from the age of 8 years old. One of the main reasons why I'm running is to bring closure to our families. Here in China County, our families needs closure. I know it's been said that the dead doesn't need a doctor, and I totally agree. The dead don't need a doctor, but the living needs closure. And that's why I'm running, to bring our family closure, because what's going on now, our family is having a hard time having closure. And that's the reason why I'm running, to bring a change about what's going on right here in Shalena County, to give them what they truly deserve, what we all deserve. A lot of people overlook the corner office. It's the most overrated and misunderstood office, but yet it's the most used office in Shalena County. The corner office is used every day, non-stop, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
That's right.
But it's the most overlooked, underrated office, and I want to bring a change awareness to that, how important it is that when a corner step in your house or step in your life, is there to change it.
Right.
And so I want to bring closure to that. So that is why I'm running, because we definitely need closure in our community.
Okay. Now, when you say you want to bring closure to families that's experiencing the loss of a loved one, okay, I do understand that, but the coroner's office has been in existence for many, many years. Metz was there. Now we have David Campbell there. Aside from closure, what else can you bring? And also too, I want to, besides closure, is awareness. Okay.
And you can contest to this. In all the years that we have corners, people still don't know what a corner does.
Okay.
A lot of people still
educate.
don't know who the corner is right now.
Right.
A lot of people I talk to, even the young folk, they don't even realize they had to vote for a
coroner.
So the corner is not in the community. There's no awareness of what they do, who they are. And that's the change I'm trying to bring about. I want to educate our community, because once again, it's the corner that's picking up the dead bodies that's on the ground, our young folks getting killed. It's the corner that's picking up the ODs that's in the house and leaving out the club. It's the corner that plays a big role in our community, but it's the most person that's unknown. And so I want to bring awareness through the corner office to really show our people what it is that we're here for and the importance of it. One of the main things too I like about awareness is, if you notice, when a corner office or officer come into your house, they come empty-handed. You don't know who the staff is. You don't know the procedure. You don't know the process. All they know is they come to pick your loved one up. But I want to bring a change about that. Okay. You're going to know who I am. You're going to know who my staff is. We're going to use everything to the fullest, fully committed to what we are doing. We don't need a part-time corner. We need a full-time corner. And that's what I plan on being, a fully committed corner for Chatham County. Because that's what we stand in need of.
All right.
As you say that, I was thinking, you also could be helpful, with young brothers out here, going up against one another and killing one another, just to show this young brother, this is the outcome.
Yes.
This is the outcome.
This is not what you want.
This is not what you want.
This is not what you want. And you know what the sad part is, Maestro? We, as black people, we are always fighting, especially the young people, fighting against each other. And there's no sense of unity, no sense of togetherness. And it happens in other races and ethnicities. We know this. But ours is highlighted to the extent of,
I tell young brothers all the time. I tell brothers, brother, I'm not your enemy. And you're not mine.
That's right.
We're not one another's enemy.
Correct. And even as a corner, that's one of the things that my goal is to do, is to bring awareness, because I want to show these young folks how it looks for what you're doing. When you shoot someone, this is how someone's sons look. This is how someone's father, because they're leaving behind children.
Yes.
This is how it looks when you want to be tough, but this is the aftermath of what toughness do. And I even tell my young folks that's in my church, the toughest person is in the cemetery.
That's right.
That's where the toughest person at. But the greater man or the biggest man is the one that know how to walk away.
I like when I was growing up, we always see all the bad ninjas dead.
Dead, right.
Okay.
Right.
See what I was coming
the
on?
Tough ninja.
The tough
we see all the bad ninjas dead.
Yeah.
And we don't dilly dally pity pat with it.
We don't pity pat with it.
That's
we call it all the bad ninjas dead.
Okay.
Right. And that's the awareness that I want to bring.
And everybody equal out in the cemetery.
Correct. Everybody equal. Everybody grave the same side.
There you go. Ain't no. It's the little ones, but ain't no big eyes and little U's, right? I mean, it's all.
And that's another thing too. One thing about the corner office, I wanted to bring diversity to it, because the corner is for all people. It's not just everybody needs a corner. Whether you're black, white, Indian, Mexican, no matter who you are, everyone needs a corner. And I'm a corner for all people because everybody needs a corner. Somewhere down the line, you or your family is going to run across a corner. A corner is going to step into your life. And when I step into your life, I step into it to bring closure and to give you what you deserve. And that's why I'm running. That's why I'm running.
You got to pronounce them in it.
Yes, I got to identify.
And the pronouncing is for the living.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's official with
Yes,
them.
yes.
Exactly.
And can I say this too? And I'm glad you brought it up, Maestro. I mean, I love you. Listen, the reason, and that's another thing, because we get, and even with this last election, we got the funeral home side contaminated with a corner office. See, the corner office is for the living. The funeral home is for the dead. You know what I'm saying? We can't contaminate the two, and that's why the conflict of interest, because we're sitting here with a mortician, in a sense, and the corner office, we're trying to mix the two. And you got to separate that, because the corner is for the living and the mortician is for the dead. So when you come into the house, do we have the corner or do we have the mortician? Because that's going to make a difference in the decision being made. Am I here for the corner? Am I here for the mortician, or am I here to bring this family closure? Am I here to get business, or am I here to handle business? And that's what I want to bring to Chatham County. I'm fully committed to handle business. I'm the only corner, only candidate that has everything to give but nothing to gain. I'm the only candidate that does not own a funeral home. I'm the only candidate that when I do get elected, I'm going to relinquish all my relationship with the funeral home. I will no longer be working at Adams Funeral Services. I will be a fully committed, full-time corner.
Okay.
And I'm the only one that's walking away.
We talking about a county of what, almost 300-some thousand people?
300-some thousand people in it.
Yeah, that's a lot, yeah. And like you said, 27 days, 365.
You see, right. So are you the corner or are you the mortician?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because see, the one thing about it, like a friend of mine, his granddaddy said, you gonna left him.
Yeah.
You got the left him. Nah.
You got
Only
the
Maestro.
No,
Only Maestro.
You got the left here.
Now, look here,
You got the left
You got
here.
the
How you
left
deal
him.
with him?
Yeah. Now, it don't matter how he said it. You know what you're talking about.
Say,
You know what you're talking about.
yeah.
You gonna left him.
By hook or crook.
That's right.
By hook or
You got
crook.
left him.
Okay,
Right.
so now let me ask you this. If a person wants to donate to your campaign, how do they donate to your campaign? How does a person, if they want to work on your campaign, they want to be a part of your campaign, how do they get involved?
Okay, well, we have Cash App at O'Berry for Corner, $ O'Berry for Corner. Also, you go to my website, O'BerryForCorner.org. That's our website. You can learn about me. You also could donate on there. We're on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We're on every social media. You can reach out to me. I'm very personable. You can see me in the grocery store and say, hey, I want to be a part of your team. I'll take you right where you are and bring you in, so you can find me anywhere. But we're on all social media, and we take all phones. It'll be check, cash, pennies. We need it all.
Cash App,
Zelle, you need it. Just holler at me and you can get it.
Yeah.
But if I can leave one thing, which I really want to explain to the people, my watchers, while I have them, is that my platform is to be fully committed. And what I'm being fully committed to is the response, the reason, and the resource. And my response is how I respond to the call. How I come into your life. I come not empty-handed, but something you're going to know who I am, my staff. You're going to know everything that we're doing. My reason, and this is very important, my reason is a thorough investigation on what took place, so I can have timely body releases as well as timely death certificate. Do you know right now we are 3 years behind on death certificates? So we are 3 years behind of families getting closure. We're 3 years behind of benefits being got. You can't get Social Security. Children can't get Social Security. You can't get life insurance. We're 3 years behind.
So then, until you know
that, right? And so that's the reason I'm coming to the house, and I'm going to give you a reason. I'm going to tell you why I had to come, why your loved one passed. I'm going to give you closure. But the last thing is I'm going to give you resources. This is my favorite part, because my goal is to connect with all the funeral homes. My goal is to connect with the GBI. My goal is to connect with all the sources, people like you, the city, the mayor, that we can help our families the best way we can. I want to bring these resources together, because one thing our black community don't talk about is counseling.
No.
And the main
not
person
at all.
that need to be pushing counseling is the coroner, because we see the devastation that our family goes through. So I want to resource with our counselors. I want to resource with the different people in our community, because that's what the coroner office is meant to be. I don't want to be a person sit behind a desk, but I'm ready for the streets. Even how I dress, my sleeves ready to get rolled up, because it's time to go to work. But I'm committed to a response, my reason, and my resources. And my resources, the main one that we don't do, and I want you to check the record because I know you are, is that I'm going to fully use my coroner office. Because right now, not only just the coroner can be used, but the deputies. You got to fully use your deputies. You can't just do this all by yourself. It takes a team for us to win.
So you say your deputies, are you talking about the deputies with, I didn't even know the coroner had deputies.
Yes, the coroner, it all depends on how many want to hire.
The sheriff deputies?
No, they are coroner deputies. The coroner office has deputies. Right now, our current coroner has 3 deputies.
Oh, okay.
And see, once again, bringing awareness, you barely know the coroner, you don't know you have deputies.
Are they paid deputies?
Yes, they are paid deputies. Yes. They are full-time deputies. Yes.
Wow.
He has a whole office. They have a whole office.
Okay.
And I would never use my platform to tell anybody else, but I don't want to call any names or anything, but they have full-time deputies.
Okay.
And so
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Some we learned new tonight.
Yeah.
So I want to fully use my deputies. It's no reason for why my administration of deputies going to be able to do the same thing I do. Do you know, as a deputy coroner, they have the same rights as a coroner, so they can sign death certificates. They can go on scenes. They can do the same thing I do, because they're an extension of me. I'm going to fully use my office. And that's going to bring the closure. That's going to bring timely body release, timely death certificate. That's going to bring the awareness, because when you see my deputies, you're going to see me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
He said something earlier that I like, and pronouncing the cause, because that's vital. Because you know,
I don't take too much.
You know, one thing about insurance companies, all the place. These folks ain't trying to release no money.
They ain't trying to release no money.
I don't care what it is. And that policy, whatever that policy say, they're not trying to release it.
Yeah.
So, like Marvin Gaye, got to give it up.
Got to give it up. Got to give it up.
And that's I'm listening at you. Brother, that's vital.
Right, and let me educate you on something with that with vital. And life insurance companies does not take pending death certificates. A pending death certificate does you no good.
Okay.
Because they need to know the cause of death, because one word can change your whole life. A homicide, that's one word, can change it. Suicide can change, because most life insurance policies will not cash out if it's a suicide. If it's a homicide, the state gives you $6,000. That's benefits. That's homicide. If it's a drug overdose, all that plays a role. If it's an accident, your insurance company give you double, even triple sometimes. With an accident, those one words on the death certificate change your whole. It can make you, or it can break you, and that's very important. That's why you can't do this. You got to be fully committed, because your decisions change somebody else's life. Once again, closure.
Okay. Wow, you educated me just now.
So make sure y'all vote O'Berry for coroner May 21st. You can early vote right now, because I'm fully committed to this thing.
Okay.
I'm fully committed. I'm something like you. You bring awareness. You ain't raising hell no more. Do whatever you do, but send them. Vote for me too.
I'll send this in.
Vote for me. I like it. Vote for me.
You show. I just said you showed up. You done learn me more. You
done learned me something.
Learn me something.
I done learned something.
I'm getting ready to left.
You done learned all us more.
He get ready to left now.
But man, we didn't know a lot of this stuff, man. I'm telling you, done. Yes.
All right, y'all. May 21st is the actual vote date, but early voting started on yesterday until, I believe, the 17th. The 17th.
Yes.
Y'all get to the polls. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not telling, and like I told folks, I'm endorsing people who openly endorsed me. Yes. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, I want to thank you so much for coming, and gracing us with your presence. Yes. And I'm going to say this to you. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Amen. And I don't think you're going to fail.
Amen.
You understand?
Yes.
Look here, you stay on the beaten path, and you gonna be all right. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. God bless.
Thank you all.
All right, and look at you. Look at
Thank
you.
you, brother.
Oh my goodness! But you know what? When you say Gadsden Elementary, Miss O'Berry, you talk about my sister.
No.
Gadsden? I thought about that. Not Gadsden.
You was a sub. You never sub.
Bartlett.
Yes.
Now I went to Bartlett too.
Corner.
I went to Bartlett too.
You went to
Give me
Bartlett?
some credit. I went to Bartlett.
I went there.
You went to
I
Bartlett?
went to Bartlett Middle School.
Oh Lord, them
went
kids
there.
over there was something else.
went there.
What year was that?
I had Mr. Roy Davenport was my principal. So I went with that.
And you remember Ann Davis, Dr.
Ann
Davis?
Davis? Yes.
I was there then.
Yeah, I had
Ooh, Antoine Graham.
So when you went
Them
there,
old
you was
bad
in the
children.
90s?
Antoine, I love
I
you,
was in
baby.
90s in middle school.
Okay.
All right, y'all. All right.
See y'all. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Tell
you.
your daughter I said a happy belated,
Yes,
well,
yes.
happy birthday. It's today?
Yeah.
Tell her I said happy birthday. All right. Love y'all so much. Take care. Okay, y'all. The next person we got coming to the Stomptish. Going in. Not yet. You got to give me the music, man.
We gonna mellow it out for you.
Now, why you mellow that out for this one? Who is that by?
It's Boney James.
Boney James. You know who was here?
I know.
I didn't even
I
know.
like him. He's more commercial though.
Nobody didn't tell us he was coming. What's his name?
Kenny G.
Kenny G.
Yeah.
I love Kenny G. I didn't find out until the day he was here. How we didn't know about Kenny G coming here?
But that's the stylistic.
Brought him here.
1971. Stop, look, listen.
I better not say they might cut it off.
Never too late. It's
Never too late to stop. Look, listen to your heart and know it's saying. All right, y'all, we ain't gonna do no more of that. All right, y'all, coming to the Stomptish now. He is running for sheriff of Chatham County. He is running for sheriff of Chatham County. The one and only Mr. Richard Coleman. Y'all, we was at the NAACP meeting on Sunday night, and he said, "You ready for me? You ready for me?" I said, "Ready for you? What the heck you talking about? Am I ready? What you talking about?" He said, "You know, you said I had an open door policy."
Yes.
So yes, you are here, and I thank you
for
so
having me.
much
Thank
for
you
coming
having
by
me.
and letting our viewers and our listeners know that you are actually running for a position here in Chatham. Actually, one of the highest positions
Yes, very
of the land.
prestigious,
And I listened to you on Sunday when you presented yourself at the NAACP's meet and greet, and I was impressed.
Thank you.
I was
Thank you.
really impressed.
Thank
So
you.
I'm gonna ask you the same questions I
Okay.
asked Mr. O'Berry, the coroner, because I call it as I see it, y'all. Whenever you come in here, you know, I don't care if the person who's an incumbent comes in here, I'm going to give them that respect. So if you come here, I'm going to give you that respect. I'm going to call it as you are.
Yes.
Sheriff Coleman.
Sounds good to me.
Sheriff Coleman.
Yes, ma'am.
If any other sheriff came in here, I would address them.
Understood.
Sheriff this, sheriff that.
Understood.
Okay, all right. So why are you running, and what can you bring to the office that's not already there?
Oh, those are good questions. Those are good questions. I'm running for an old-time word in politics called change. And when you say that word, you don't use it loosely. You have to have things, and what I believe in law enforcement field is what we call evidence to support things that you say or things that you believe happen. And right now, the state of our sheriff's office needs some direction. It does. Listening to the community, from the constituents, there are a lot of concerns. Surprisingly, from the Democratic side as well as the Republican side.
Oh.
And so hearing those concerns, short staffing, You know, I think there was a news piece that came out that said it was about 115 deputies short. Right? Inside sources say those numbers might be a little higher than that, in the 200s maybe. You know, I'm hearing people are going on lunch breaks, not coming back. Right?
Chatham County Sheriff?
It's Chatham County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, wow.
Yes. This is not everyday information that's being privileged to the public. But you know, when you're running for office, you will get some information. Also, you know, we got to address mental health. Mental health is a big thing right now. The Chatham County Sheriff's Office is the southeast region of Georgia's leading provider in mental health. That shouldn't be. These people don't need incarceration. They need treatment, right? You know, they don't need jail. They need medical help. They need medical attention. And so, you know, we've got to come up with some type of diversionary programs to that.
I thought they had a mental health program.
You know, things are in place.
Right,
you know,
I thought it was.
Now, that question would be how effective, right? You know, if it becomes an issue for the community, then we got to see how effective are these programs. And so, you know, we want to make sure that, and that's one good thing about in the sheriff's office in these constitutional positions from day one administration can't bind another. So you get a chance, being new, to come in there and review everything and say yes, 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 no, 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 no. And so, you know, we're going to go through these things with a fine-tooth comb and make the best decision for the citizens of Chatham County.
All right. So now, what experience do you have? What experience do you have in, you know, the law enforcement arena?
I'm a 30-year Georgia certified peace officer, former chief of police, former assistant chief of police, former chief of internal affairs, former police operations commander. Yeah, sometimes
in Savannah?
No, yes, in Savannah. I was chief of internal affairs at Savannah State University.
Oh, at Savannah State.
Yes.
Okay.
I worked for Chief Barnwell at the time.
Okay.
You know, sometimes the police need police.
Right. Yeah, say that again.
It doesn't stop because you wear that badge.
Sometimes the police need policing.
That's correct. It doesn't stop because you wear that badge.
Right.
Former police commander, and so this experience, and also I'm a Georgia certified law enforcement executive.
Okay.
Right? So, you know, I tell people all the time, this is not a small rural county where you can see a few good slogans and win a sheriff's seat. Like Maestro said earlier, we have about 300,000 citizens in this county.
Correct.
Our budget carries a $56 million, approximation $56 million budget. You got to know something about something.
Right.
Okay, you just can't say I want to be the sheriff.
Right.
You know,
right.
You got to have
right.
some operational, some management skills, some management training, some management certification, and you've got to have that keyword that we all use with the big E, experience. And so that's what I offer. That's what I bring to the table.
All right. Well, listen, if somebody wanted to support your campaign,
yes,
how can they support your campaign? How can they reach you? You know, how do they reach to
I got a website,
Sheriff Richard Coleman?
Yes, ma'am. I have a website coming up for Richard Coleman, sheriff.com. I'm like Pastor O'Barry, the corner just said, if you see me in the store, you can give to me right there.
Okay.
I'll take pennies.
Honey, let me tell you something. I know how it go. Look here, we was doing a Cash App, dollar Cash App day, $5 Cash App. Remember that, Maestro? We was the brokest candidate you ever wanted to see.
And I told
my God.
I told you about you last year. We met last year.
Yes, sir.
We met last year.
And, Juneteenth, I believe.
Yeah, we met last year, Juneteenth.
So you've been campaigning a long time.
Yeah. Year and a half, almost 2 years.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I understand, honey, because let me tell y'all something. When I ran, when you talk about, and guess what? 4 mayors went against me. I said I wasn't going to talk about that no more. I said I was going to leave that alone. 4 mayors went against me, and I still whooped him.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
And look here, probably was the brokest. I really was the brokest one that did not have no money.
You ain't broke. Your father is rich in house.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Because he is, so are you.
Yes, yes.
God don't need money to win an
election. There you go. That came from the DA, y'all. Bam, baby. Bam. That's a yes. She said that moment.
You know, we got three people. And they cover. These three, they will cover 300 or some thousand people.
That's right.
Now a lot of people, they might not.
They might have went over their head.
Or they might not fathom that. That's a lot of people. Now we not.
That's a lot of responsibility.
Up in Atlanta Metro, but look here, we talking about that would be a big part of the metro in Atlanta.
Right. Yes.
Actually, Chatham County is classified as a small metropolitan.
Yeah. Yes. We're talking 300 some thousand people.
Yes.
And what goes on here affects it. It starts to spread out.
That's
everywhere.
That is correct.
But you know, Savannah, Chatham County is a state of its own. You know, we're not. We don't follow nobody rules but our own. Play with it if you want.
The great state of Chatham.
The great state of Chatham.
I have heard that.
Yes. It's really interesting. Well, listen. So I'm so glad that you came.
Thank you for
having me.
Yes,
No problem. And tell the people what you want them to do.
I want you to get out there and vote for me. I want you to get out there and vote for me. And listen, it doesn't have to be the norm, right? It's 2024. We're going outside the norm now. We're going outside the norm to make effective change for this county. Take time, study your candidates, see what they're about, make informed decisions. And I am one of those informed decisions. My name is Richard Coleman, and I am your informed decision. As my motto says, I can't do it by myself, but together we can.
All right, y'all. That is Sheriff Richard Coleman. No disrespect or no blight to nobody else, but when you come sit on this table, on this chair, I'm going to call you what you're running for. All right. I want to thank you so much. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. And listen here. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. And you know, hey.
What will be, will be.
Will be. That's right.
I got God's vote. I got enough.
There you go.
Thank y'all so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. All right, y'all. Listen. The next person coming to the Astomptish, honey, I got to say this right here. Last night there was a debate between our district attorney and the opponent that's running for the district attorney's seat. If you want to hear a portion of it, please go on my Facebook page, Alicia Miller Blakely, and just listen to what was said last night. There was one part in there where the current district attorney said that she was not getting the proper financial help from the entity that is supposed to fund the DA's office. Y'all, let me tell you something. I'm going to let her tell the story. But y'all need to know this. And I'm going to go even deeper in it when we get to talking. But right now, I want to welcome our current district attorney and the district attorney that's going to be there in the next election. That's right. Welcome her. Come on, y'all. Come on, sister. Come on, you pretty black girl. Yes. Come on in, sister. Come on in. Hey. Les. Oh, you made me so proud last night. You made me so proud.
Thank you, sis. Thank you.
Last night.
I know one thing. Let me tell you.
Yes.
I absolutely love coming on this show.
Yes.
Because you know I love you.
I love you more.
And you give candidates like me an opportunity to come on and tell the truth, the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
And that is what it's going to be.
Yes.
But if that girl come on this show, you better not call her the district attorney. I know. I have worked long hard.
I mean, she can come. But I don't think
but
she would
but
come.
I'm joking.
Right.
I understand your perspective. We got to speak those things that are not as though they were.
Yes.
And we stand believing that by faith, God is going to order our steps.
Yes, He does.
But she can go wherever she want to go. I am the Chatham County District Attorney for the Eastern Judicial Circuit of Georgia.
Come on.
And I I didn't say that.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be here.
You said it, and you said it so eloquently last night.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. I never get a chance to come here enough. Never get a chance to talk to our community enough. But I wanted to say really why I wanted to come here tonight. In addition to addressing the things that I did not get a chance to clarify during last night's debate, I want to say this. It is so important for y'all to go out and vote.
Very.
I'm telling you that I have given the last 3.5 years of my life, my family time, my health, my personal life, my life to this job, you have electeds who are fighting for you in places that you never ever see.
Come on,
and
somebody.
So if you want change, support your candidates once you put them in office.
Yes.
Now, I was telling you earlier today that, you know, aldermen, y'all and councilmen and women, y'all got to be everywhere. Y'all got to shake the hands. Y'all got to kiss the babies and all that kind of stuff. And I get a lot of pushback from my own community because like, we didn't see you at the barbecue and we didn't see you at the baby shower. When you don't see me, you can rest assured that I'm in the courthouse trying to overturn the wrong things in our system.
Come on now.
Need to be overturned. When you don't see me, I'm working. Many people know I am a proud member of the illustrious sorority of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. But if you don't see me, I am doing what you elected me to do.
Yes.
And I'm here because I want to talk about it. You understand?
Yes.
I'm also here because you know I've never been afraid to have courageous conversations.
Never.
You know I'm not afraid to answer questions. So if you in the chat and you want to roll up on your DA, now is the time to do it.
Yes.
Because we ain't scared.
That's right. Come on now.
So,
I tell JP to come here and see if he can connect the mic now. Tell him to see if he can come and connect the mic now. Okay, but go ahead. We're going to go ahead and...
Absolutely. So, y'all already...
I'm watching.
Okay.
So, y'all already know who I am.
Turn that down.
Excuse me, sorry.
Y'all
We
just tell me
trying to put the mic on so that our viewing and listening audience will hear every single thing that's being said.
Yes, they heard it here.
Yes.
The full story.
Right here.
You tell me when I'm ready. When
Nah,
you're
you
ready.
go ahead, because they can hear you. I'll just plug
They
you
can
in.
hear you good?
Yeah,
they can hear it good?
matter of fact, I don't even want to mess with it.
Okay, well, don't mess
so
with it then.
Let's
Okay,
go
come
ahead
on.
and talk
come
about
on.
it.
Yes.
Y'all already know who I am. I've been your district attorney for the past 3.5 years. I want you to know, and I said this in a debate last night, I ran for this job not for money, not for fame, not to be popular, not because I need friends, not because I like my face on the news. I ran for this position for one reason and one reason only. That is because I am passionate about fairness, justice, and equity. And there is no platform in our nation where those three things are more important than the criminal justice system. Okay?
Come on now.
I'm asking you at the end of this, I'm going to ask you to vote for me. I think you should. I'm confident that I've done an excellent job, and I hope to be able to persuade you of that tonight.
Yes.
But if you don't vote for me, vote for yourself. Make sure that you vote for your kids and you vote for your community, because I bet you dollars to donuts, there is not a single candidate on this ballot that's going to be thinking about you, your children, and the safety of this community the way I have. I have dedicated my life to this job. So for you to roll up on me and try to tell me what I haven't been doing in light of COVID and national prosecutor shortages, how dare you?
How dare you?
I have my son in the studio with me tonight. I'm a mama, I'm a minister, I'm a woman of faith, a child of God. I believe in the word. If y'all don't believe it, I hope y'all vote for me. I won the last election by more than 8,000 votes. But guess what? I'm here because God called me to this position.
That's right.
And when God says it's time for me to leave, I will leave. You
That's
understand
right.
that?
Yes.
And so guess what? In November, I'm going to be fine. But until that very minute, as long as I'm in office and as long as I'm breathing, I'm fighting for you.
That's right. Y'all better know it. Y'all better know it.
Let me tell you why I have faced. I want to tell you. I want you to know, everybody. I don't care what screen you're looking on or where you at. I want you to know what kind of opposition I've faced since I've been in office in our beloved Chatham County. I love this city and I love this county. I'm a citizen and a voter just like you. But I want you to know that where the wheels of government are turning and working to silence the voice of an elected official, primarily because she is black or female or too young or from New York or we don't like her, if they are trying to silence me, then you know they're trying to silence you. So you should get your hips to the voting place early and vote, cast your vote. Whoever you vote for, do. And let me tell you why it's important for you to vote, because I'm going to tell you what I've experienced. I can't speak for anybody else. When I got into office, they destroyed paperwork, all kinds of stuff that was supposed to be there was not there. They destroyed every handbook, receipt, piece of paper. They were shredding for weeks before I took office, intentionally, because they did not want to ensure a proper
Stop
transition.
right there.
But when you say stop, I'm gonna say this. Because everybody, if you are offended by what I'm about to say, your problem is not with me, it's with the truth.
That's
there
right.
Are people, there were people at the county who knew what was going on
and
were
didn't say
complicit
nothing
in it and didn't say anything and let me walk into that office, understaffed, underfunded, bills not paid, a mess. Okay, I love my office. But I worked hard that first year and a half to bring those employees back to that staff, back into the office to report to duty.
Hold on, let me say this right here. The reason why her office was understaffed is because, and I'm going to just put it out there like I said it last night, you had individuals that was in the DA's office that did not want to work under a black woman. Okay,
that's correct. So
come on now.
To be very absolutely clear, because everybody wants to talk about whether or not the positions were full. I inherited that office with 788 vacancies during a county-imposed hiring freeze. But guess what? Did I come to people say, well, you should talk about it to the community. Tell them what they're doing to you. No, because leaders know how to do more with less. When I got there, no one was at work. When I got there, since I've been there, they haven't increased my personnel budget or salary since in the 3.5 years that I have been there. When I got there, my predecessor said all kind of rumors about me. Half the office was sabotaging my work, recording meetings, insubordinate, didn't want to do what I asked them to do. So to be absolutely clear, they leaked things to the media that they weren't supposed to. They lied about my policies. They walked around and called me out of my name, even up until today. I have people calling me Shalena Cook Jones, lies. I have people,
and they're the ones that's the crooks.
I have people kicking down and spray painting my campaign signs. I have been cursed out by employee members in my office, things I would never to say to my supervisor if I was working at McDonald's. These people talk to me like a dog. Now, granted, that's half the office. We have been able to accomplish more because guess what? Like I said, leaders do more with less and we don't complain. The one cultural thing and lesson that I have learned that has stayed with me all of my life, both personal and professional, is that sometimes you got to work twice as hard to get half as far. And baby, what they didn't realize is that they had a fighter in the DA's office.
That's right.
And so
that's right.
Guess what? Because people like to talk about short staff. You know I bring receipts, honey.
Where the receipts
you know
at?
I bring the receipts, okay? I bring the receipts because I'm coming with it. Okay? Because instead of asking me, sweetheart, how many people are in my office, what you should be doing is asking me about performance, okay? Because I'm about to show you how we were able in our office to effectively accomplish more with less. Now, if I sound mad, it's because I am.
There you go.
You need to put some respect on my name.
There you go.
Look at this.
And your title.
Oh, go ahead and read it.
Monday, April 29, 2024 at 6:01 a.m.
Yes, baby, because I'll be up working at 6:01 in the a.m.
That's right.
So I took the 3.5 years that I've been in office. They lied. The news says we ain't prosecuting murders. False. Go ahead and tell them how many murders we prosecuted post-COVID since I've been in office. What that number say?
112.
Okay. Now, I'm going to circle this number for you because you're reading it. They don't think you reading it. Tell them how many murders they prosecuted in the 3 years before COVID when they had all these 20-year veteran prosecutors and they were doing all this wonderful work. Tell them what the number says.
70.
So with half the staff,
yes,
and it's through good leadership.
That's right.
That we were able to do more with less. Tell them how many serious violent felonies we prosecuted since I've been in office.
345.
And tell the good people in Facebook land how many they processed before I got into the office.
256.
Is that we did higher numbers, did we not?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so let's talk about the other danger to public safety, which is DUIs, right? Because we want our roads to be safe. Tell the good people in Facebook land how many cases DUIs we prosecuted. Now they lied. Your Senator, Representative Jesse Petrie. I called you by name because I said what I said.
Jesse Petrie is the one that put in that bill against.
That's
Orange
correct.
Crush. Come on now.
He lied and told people that my office has a policy that we don't prosecute DUIs. But I can't say that he lied. I would call it ignorance because he's not an attorney. He's a dentist. He's never been a prosecutor. I've invited him to my office and he's never come. I've invited him to my office to meet the staff that he so freely talks about. Never, not once did he show up where I could tell him that in the 3.5 years since I've been there, we have prosecuted how many DUIs?
6,260.
That's correct. And how much did they do under my predecessor?
5,323.
Exactly.
The numbers don't lie.
The numbers
Bam,
don't lie.
baby.
And I bring receipts. And so let's talk about another thing, transparency. Because that came up in the debate last night. Shalena's not transparent. She doesn't talk to the news. She doesn't tell the public what's going on. Lies. Every press release, you remember the free lunch baby case?
Yes.
You know how important that case was to our community.
Yes.
We got a conviction by jury trial on that case. I wrote a press release and asked me how many news outlets, WSAV, WTOC, WJCL, I wrote a press release and sent it to all of them. How many of them carried it? None. So they want to use that and turn around and say, I'm not being transparent. Alicia, let me tell you something. For everybody's like, don't you go on Alicia's show because people might think the wrong thing. What they need to know is that every time the Queen asks me to come, I'm going to show up because it is the only place that I have a platform to show the receipts and have a real conversation.
Come on
now. I am not and I have written this letter to the news stations and it's written in black and white and I do have the email and I keep receipts. Let me tell you something. Kizzy can read. I went to law school. I've been a lawyer for 22 years. I'm a wordsmith. I know what I want to say, when I want to say it, how I want to say it, and who I want to say it to.
Come on now.
I am not going to dignify you with an interview when you twist my words.
Come on.
You come into my office under the guise of talking about something else, and then you want to ambush me, and all of a sudden you have my face on the news talk about we plead out cases with convicts. That's disrespectful.
Very.
Nor did you ask how many murder cases got pled under my predecessor. See, they don't treat us the same.
No, they don't.
You lied when you came to my office. I gave you my word and you twisted it. I have no interest in talking to a news reporter who is not going to accurately report the facts. And legally, I'm not obligated to.
Come on
As
now.
for the things I am legally required to do, I do those. But I'm not going to honor you with my time and help you tell a lie.
Come on now.
So if you want to say, oh, Shalena's not being transparent, that's why.
Okay.
She never had a public information officer. You know nothing about the inner workings of my office.
Okay.
Nothing. Because we have had contractors in office, public information people. So you can't tell me how to run an office. And that's why you can't be DA.
Come on.
Now we're going to get to the real point.
Now, come
okay?
on.
So let's talk about leadership. So no. I want to be clear.
She telling the truth.
I want to be clear because I want to reclaim my time. You're going to ask my opponent during a debate what she thinks is wrong with my office and what could be changed. She can't tell you what can be changed. She's never been a district attorney. She doesn't attend the periodic district attorney conferences that I have to attend. She knows nothing about managing a budget. She knows nothing about the pay scale. She's never attended an HR meeting. She does not have to do presentations before the commission and justify them to ask for additional compensation for staff. How dare you? How dare you ask her that question and not no experience? Here's the other thing. In the 3.5 years that I've been in office, I've been questioned by people because you know what happened? You want to talk about people leaving? On the first day, during one of our first staff meetings, you think because I look like this, you don't know how long I've been practicing. I got 22 years on my name, respected, 3 bar license, barred in 3 states. And I told people very clearly, nobody, no leader will fight for you harder than I will.
That's
and
right.
I mean that about my current staff even more so today because they stayed with me because they stuck with the vision. But what I'm telling you is that if you think you're too smart to be led by me, if you think you're so smart that you can't take direction, you should probably find some place to be.
Thank you.
Because I am the candidate who makes change. I made no bones about that. When I came into the office, I explained to every prosecutor, all these old practices that you do by stacking indictments to force a plea, all of these backdoor negotiations, we can't prove he did it, but we just know he did. No, you're not doing that.
No, you're not doing that.
So let's go ahead and get to the facts because I know you want to hear it. Let me talk to you
Come on.
about my opponent, and I'm going to tell you the real reason why she's not in the DA's office anymore. Remember, I was her supervisor. You walk around and you tell everybody that you have experience and you have been practicing for 20 years, but I have to have a conversation with you and tell you about and talk to you about probable cause. There were several cases that came across my desk with defendants who were not supposed to be in jail because there was not sufficient evidence in the case. And in this one, I'm going to tell it. In this one particular instance, I instructed her, release this man from jail. We went before the judge. We went before the judge, and I told the judge, this man will be released. She said, oh, I can't do it because the detective is on vacation in Germany. I said, I don't care if he's on Mars. I'm the district attorney, and you need to release him. And so she decided she don't want to follow my instructions, so she gonna go on medical leave for 3 weeks, talk about she had some procedure done. Okay, we gonna play this game because you want to avoid following my direct instructions.
And all the time, that individual was still incarcerated?
Yes, but he had been incarcerated for quite some time. And so then, when you came back from medical leave, I asked you, okay, I need your, just a regular employee thing. I need your regular employment clear so you can be cleared to come back to work. I don't have to give you that. I'm not giving you that. Never in my 20 years of disrespectful. There is an email on the record that I sent to her, my opponent, saying, this is very unbecoming of a supervisor. This is the general rule that we expect out of everybody in the office. That was a Wednesday. And so because of that, I'll give you till Friday to get your documentation. You come in because you don't want to follow instructions. You gave me your letter of resignation and then have the nerve to tell everybody, including the judges, that I fired you. Lies. Lies, lies, and more lies. Lies. Insubordination. Okay? So you don't follow rules. You don't follow instructions. I had to get, I told you,
receipts.
I had to get you 2 leadership coaches. 2. To teach you how to lead. You want to know why? Because you will only favor your handful of friends and prosecutors instead of training all the prosecutors throughout the office. You didn't follow direction. When I gave a directive, instead of giving it to the staff, you would complain and fight me back, and you didn't want to follow instructions. And this was from the very beginning. Now, I take great offense to that because you've been in the office for 20 years. I gave you the one opportunity that nobody else thought you were good enough to have in 20 years. When I came in and I inherited you, I made you the supervisor over all the ADAs in Superior Court. You delegated your duties to other people because you didn't feel like you were too lazy to carry them out. All of this in documentation. You see these 20 reasons?
Yes.
I told you to schedule training with the employees. No training scheduled in the 2 years that you've been there. None. You didn't turn your work in on time. You did not properly supervise ADAs. You failed to carry out the vision and the mission of this office. This is documentation. Okay?
Yes.
This is documentation. And did I fire you? I did not. What I did instead was I got you a coach to help you turn your work in on time. The emails, the receipts, all of this. It is all here. You're not a good leader. You don't know how to lead. And the only thing you want to do
People are sitting in jail and victims are waiting to have their matters heard. After this discussion, I do not intend to grant reductions to SVFs once they hit a trial docket. Full stop. Oh, wow.
So this is an email from April 5th, 2022, when the courts actually reopened after COVID. If you remember, there were a whole bunch of garbage cases that were coming out. That those cases were on the docket before I even inherited. So that was those were the last cases that they were hearing before the COVID shutdown. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So when the courts reopened, all these murders and these serious cases, now they coming to me talking about, we don't have the evidence for this. We got to reduce this and we got to reduce that. And I had to tell them. The name is on the email.
Yes,
I had to tell them. If there is a problem with a serious violent felony in this office, I expect to hear about it well before the case hits the trial docket, and certainly not 2 days before the actual trial begins. I can't understand how somebody in this office announced that these cases was ready to be prosecuted and y'all knew y'all weren't ready. Absolutely not. Not on my watch. Why not? This is important to me, not just because it reflects the ethics and professionalism of this office, but also because in most, if not all of these cases, that I've listed for you, people are sitting in jail and victims are waiting to have their matters heard. So don't come to me now talking about professionalism and you know what to do when I had to tell you to do this, train the rest of the staff so that they can be getting to these cases and knocking them out. You refuse to follow the directive. I had to hire 2 coaches to help you, and now you gonna stand up here and run and say you know how to make this office better when you wouldn't follow direction. Let me explain something to you, because I don't spend too much time talking about my haters because I expect that they will be taken care of. I came here for receipts because the people have been in the news lying, saying all kind of things like, oh, she doesn't have any experience. I took umbrage to that, and they let that go during the debate because, as I have said, not only have I been a special victims prosecutor, and you know that I can try cases. Yes. I'm the only DA who tried a felony case while I was in office. Mm-hmm. While I'm in office, I rolled up my sleeves. I was in recorder's court. I was in superior court. I was trying cases. Got in trouble for it from a judge across the street who apparently doesn't know what DAs do. But I did what I was elected to do. That's right. Which was to try that case. Mm-hmm. How dare you say that I don't have any experience? How dare you? And I take umbrage to it if I seem mad, angry. Here's what I feel. It's a righteous indignation, not just because of the sacrifice that I have made for the people and the citizens of this county to fix the system, but I take umbrage to it because there's a meme that I saw on Facebook that said, a lie can travel several times around the world while the truth is just putting his shoes on. Come on. People are ready to believe a lie before they believe the truth.
Yes. You know, Goody Marv had one said, y'all don't want the truth, so I'm going to lie till you make it sound fly to you.
Okay. That's right. That's right. Okay. That's right. And so this the write-up. Look, it's 14 reasons on the write-up. This is the write-up you got. Okay? In February of 2022. These are all the things you failed to do. Look, it's in paper. Yes. It's in paper. So for you to now stand up and say that you know how to lead this office, I take umbrage to that because I think it's disrespectful. Now, these are the notes from one of the counselors about her coaching. Mm-hmm. Not gonna get into that because you got the receipts, baby. I'm showing you because I'm still trying to dignify your name. Guess what? When I do this job, I do this job to a standard of excellence, and I do it to an audience of one. God is my standard. That's right. And that was true when I worked for my predecessor. It was true when I worked for Larry Chisholm. And it has been true every day that I've been in that office serving as your DA from January 4th, 2021. And so that's my standard of performance. And I'm not going to, so people have wondered, why haven't you said more? They just assume it's true. Mm-hmm. Because you don't have to chase every lie people tell on you. Mm-hmm. Let the work that I have done speak for me. So let's get to the work. Come on. Because I'm tired of talking about the haters. Mm-hmm. Because haters can hate you. Let them haters be your motivators, baby. You're nothing. The haters will be your motivators. Come on. You're nothing but a backseat driver. Let's go ahead and say, like Cat Williams said, it's up for all liars in 2024. There you go. There you go. And so what I'm telling you. Truth tell. Now. So don't y'all go nowhere. I don't. Y'all stay right there. We here. We ain't going nowhere. Come on. I have spent more than enough time, and I have spent more nights trying to figure out how an elected official can be treated so disrespectfully and cruelly by voters, by employees, and by elected officials. Come on now. And I'm going to talk about that elected official part. And by elected officials. And nobody says a mumbling word. But guess what? As we said, the work we have done shall speak for us. So I'm going to just tell you this. You can think with your good mind. Nobody else on this ballot has a plan to execute and change this system so that it is fair and just and equal nobody. You want to know what their plan is? To
Tell
make you
'em.
believe that I'm so bad and I'm so evil and nobody wants to work with me, despite evidence to the contrary. They have to make you believe that for you to vote for them. But let me tell you about the work that I have done.
Go ahead, girl.
I promised when I came in here in 2020 that I would make our system more efficient, that I would make it more fair, and I would make it more effective. Why? Because efficient means that we need to move these cases through the system.
Right.
Because when we move the cases through the system, that means victims get a chance to have their day in court. Defendants' constitutional rights, they not ending up sitting in the jail longer than they have to be in there. And taxpayers not spending money to hold people in jail.
That's right. That's right.
When I inherited this office, I said this last night, I think it went over everybody here. When I came into that office on January 4th, 2021, there were 110 rape and child molestation cases that were already when I walked in, between 3 and 9.5 years old. How dare you stand up and say that you care about victims and you have experience doing special victims, and you were there when those cases grew old. You were there in the office. In fact, that was your job because you were a special victims prosecutor. You helped me explain to the people why there were that many rape cases. And I'm going to tell you this, and y'all not going to like it. When Keisha Gibson Carter stood up in front of City Council and took the former DA to task for not prosecuting rape cases fast enough, y'all burned her like a witch at the stake.
That's right.
Y'all burned her. And y'all came for her instead of coming for the system that was complicit in allowing it to happen.
Come on now.
I'm telling you what I know because I have hand counted the cases myself. And if you have a problem with what I'm saying, then your problem is not with me. You have a problem with the truth.
That's right.
There were 110 rape and child molestation. What more important cases could we have other than murders, rapes, and child molestation? There were 110 of them that by the time I walked in the door, they was between 3 and 9 years old. If you ask me, everybody should have got fired on the first day. That is absolutely unacceptable. That is absolutely unacceptable. So what you try to do, so what you try, that means, and guess what? Y'all want to talk about how I do pleas with murders, false, lies, you don't know what you're talking about. But a lot of those cases, those defendants are out on bond and living in your community. And the people who were in this office before me on January 4th, 2021 were fine with that happening. And now they want to stand up. They want to scandalize my name and say that I don't know what I'm doing. But guess what, sweetheart? Not only have I been a lawyer for 22 years, my experience teaches me how to make a system work more efficiently. So that's point number one. Okay? Let's be clear about that. The numbers and the math, that math is mathing. Okay? We talked about making the system more fair. And that means, you know what it means. We need to eliminate, if you think we could, it just boggles my mind that mass incarceration is real. That the vast majority of people, not just in Chatham County, but around this nation in jail, are people who are black and brown, disabled, and mentally ill.
Come on now. Tell it.
So you act like you don't want to admit that, but it is a reality. And so until you know how they say you can never fix a problem until you first admit that you have one.
The problem. That's
Listen
right.
to me. Voters, we have a problem.
We
have a problem. And if you won't believe me, read the data. And so we got to get to the heart of that. Our criminal justice system has got to stop being a revolving door. We have too much industry. Let me tell you, sis. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say this out loud. Y'all gonna get mad at me.
No, it ain't.
My handler's gonna get mad at me.
They'll be all right.
Let me make sure this mic is on because I said what I said. Let me tell you something. I know for a fact that Alicia Blakely, Keisha Gibson Carter, and Bernetta Lanier have fought for economic equality, for small businesses,
yes,
and minority-owned businesses and women-owned businesses right here in Chatham County. There is, and when they did it, a lot of people out there didn't stand up for them and didn't advocate for them. Y'all left them out to dry. What I'm trying to explain is that if we are able to return make more of our base and the people who live here employable. We can keep them out of the criminal justice system.
That's right. There's
a lot of people that are coming out of the criminal justice system that want to work. We can, all this tourism industry, hotels, SCAD, international paper, all
the
these
Hyundai plant.
the Hyundai plant, and all this work that we have here, and you trying to tell me every time you look for contractors of color or minorities, or we can't find them. That's false.
That's a lie.
You are not looking.
You don't want them there.
And when you disenfranchise, and I work with the unions because I believe that if we employ more people,
yes,
that is a viable alternative to crime, and we can see recidivism go down.
Yes.
Chatham County is one of the highest counties in the nation for people on supervised probation, supervised release, and probation, and for recidivism. That doesn't have to be when we have all of that industry right here in town. And so we can do better. And as long as I'm in office, I am going to keep. You can ignore me all you want. You can ignore me all you want. I'm still going to be here. So I am the only. Let me talk about making sure the system is effective. Recidivism going down, less crime means the system is effective. Now let me tell you something. I am the only candidate on the ballot who has openly advocated for the decriminalization of abortion and reproductive rights and freedoms.
Come on.
Let me explain to you. This country was based on liberty and freedom. I love God. What I decide to do with my body and my medical choices is a decision between me and God. Okay? As a prosecutor, as many murders and rapes and child molestations as I told you about, we need resources to get to those. I have no intention and cannot foresee a set of circumstances where I would spend my time and resources prosecuting a woman or a doctor and put them in jail because of what she decided to do with her
own body.
And frankly, shout out to the Georgia legislator. I appreciate our senators and our lawmakers, some of them that we have in our Chatham County delegation. And I remain my doors open, and I would love to sit down and talk to you at any time. But if you spent more time figuring out how to reallocate resources to eliminate poverty, to treat mental illness, and to address homelessness and stay out of people's moral decisions and religious decisions, our country and our county would be better off for it. So spend your time there and mind your business when it comes to people's reproductive rights and freedoms. Keep your hands and your laws off our body.
That's right.
You can take that how you want to.
All right, go ahead.
I'm the only one who has established a conviction integrity unit. Shout out to Michael Edwards, who was my first chief when I was on board. This was his pet project. Justice, a prosecutor's job is not to get a prosecution by any means necessary. You know what I found out today? I found out through our conviction integrity unit that the state of Georgia has 536 known exonerations. That means people who spent time in prison and got convicted that it was ultimately overturned. You know how many that was? That's 30,250 years of people's lives because somebody made a mistake.
Because somebody lied.
Now let me tell you about our beloved Chatham County. There are 11 known exonerations right here in Chatham County. Yes, where convictions got overturned. I know that because I do my research because it's my job to, even though my opponents don't know that. But the bottom line is, when you say as a prosecutor, my only job is to just put people in jail, that right there, that blew me. That's not justice.
When she said that last night,
that's not justice. And I'm gonna explain to you why, because when you go to the polls, I want you to understand. It is not just for you to have the wrong person in jail for a crime that they did not commit. It doesn't serve the victim because that means the person who victimized them is still out on the street. It doesn't serve the community because that means the public is not safe because the real wrongdoer is still out there on the street. So it doesn't help anybody. So justice means not just getting any conviction, not any defendant will do. It means getting the right conviction for the right reasons based on the right evidence. And so that's a commitment to justice. Ask my predecessor, had she ever thought about conviction integrity units before we met, before I took office in 2021. And so this is why I take umbrage. And so I want you to know, I'm very clear about my articulation. I can make my subjects and verbs agree, and I know how to speak the King's English. But what you're seeing now is not anger, it's passion and it's urgency. Because people will lie to you. How they say? You deserve better. What you can expect is that I will not lie to you. Okay? The data is what it is. And so when I tell you that these are my plans, last week we were at WSAV and did a victim impact roundtable to educate the community on how to support survivors and to ask local businesses to partner with us so that they have Marcy's Rights cards in there and know who to call for resources. Because guess what? International terrorism is bad, but domestic terrorism, when people are afraid to live in their own house, and women and children and elderly are being abused, that's even worse, and it's got to stop, and we got to stop turning a blind eye toward it. But when you vote, I have said a lot, and I know that this is an earful. I'm passionate about this. I could talk about it all night, but here's what I need you to know. If your political platform is based on me, I have had a person chasing me around for 2 years lying about things that were going on in my office. These people are so thirsty that they still call workers in my office to try to find out what's going on so they can leak it to the public. Have you nothing better to do than chase me? I mean, I know that I'm talented and I'm blessed by God. I don't say that arrogantly. But
you're talented, you're beautiful, and you're black.
And you have spent all this time, invested all this time. Oh, you must have been confused because first you wanted to be a recorder's court judge, then you wanted to run for DA, and now you're going to run for probate judge. You don't know what you want to do. You just want to be important. But honey, you got to understand that when you're running for an office, you ain't got to be important. You have to be qualified.
There you go.
You got to know what you're doing in this office.
There you go.
And so it's nothing you can tell me. Not only have I been practicing 15 years longer than you.
You got to be qualified, baby. And that don't sound like you too qualified based on the receipt.
I am well studied. I am well trained. And guess what? When I see you in a public setting, I'm grown enough and woman enough and professional enough to speak to you and shake your hand. But know this. There's a difference between what you talking and the evidence. I'm an attorney. I keep receipts. And so when you stand up and tell people, first of all, everybody knows that my slogan since I started was justice for all.
That's right.
Right. Now your slogan is justice at work. A, you have not been working. That's what the data shows.
That's right.
A, you have not been working. But B, you want to say you have experience because you've been someplace 20 years? Where were your ideas about creating diversion plans then? Where were your ideas about second citizen returning programs then? What did you do to create, to be out in the community? Now all of a sudden you want to take all these photo ops with people that you don't really know? Some people are for sale. They are. They were for sale. They were bought. And we call them pass-around politicians. That's what I call them.
Come on now.
I call them pass-around politicians. Because you're so beholden to a person that you have no understanding of policy and procedure and what it takes to run an office. So you can take as many photo ops if you want. I'm telling you, you can. But what I want voters to know is that do your research. Ask a person, what do you know about running this office? I understand everything, even assuming everything you said about Shalena was true. What do you know? What have you done? Have you ever been a DA anywhere? No, you have not. You haven't even sat in on a DA meeting. So I'm gonna need you to not roll up on me. And so that's I'm sorry, Maestro. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because he's loving it. Because he's loving it.
No, here's what I'm gonna say. And here's what I'm gonna say. I want to say this, and I want to say this to voters and to people who are listening. Whenever you hear this, it is unfair that in our American political system, a woman of color has to temper her words so as not to offend conservative black people, or temper her words so as not to offend the good white folk. I'm telling you, I love y'all because I love Jesus, and I'm here to tell you the truth. So what you hear from me, even if you don't like my delivery, I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. It is a shame that the former president of these great United States can on CNN stand up and say we got to get rid of these black female prosecutors because they are mentally ill and threaten the democracy of our country. And nobody said a mumbling word. Nobody, not the NAACP,
Don't open their mouths.
not the National Council of Negro Women, not local pastors. Nobody stands up for women of color in politics.
Facts.
So if you say to me that I sound angry, what I'm saying is you have representatives who are qualified, well-studied, well-trained, well-spoken, and know how to do the work.
That's
But
right.
you have got to protect people who you put and you elected to put in office. Now let me explain something to you. If I haven't done enough work, if you're not satisfied with this plan, this proven plan, if I haven't done enough work to persuade you that I am not only the best person qualified for this position, but the best person who has a proven plan for this position, that's on me. If I haven't persuaded you of that, that's on me. But make sure you asking the right questions.
That's right.
Because if these people out here trying to run a campaign on my back, guess what? And y'all let them do that. They're gonna do it to everybody in office, and the word is gonna be like, "Oh, damn, Alicia Blakely is too black for me." I don't know another way to
Black,
be.
black, blackity black. I'm gonna be nothing but black.
No, let me say this. Let me say this because this is important, and it's important for voters to hear. We are qualified
Very
to do
much
this
so.
work. We have
Yes.
been trained to do this work, and it is unjust and unloving to require us to express ourselves in another way that makes everybody else feel comfortable because we can't be ourselves. I am unapologetically who I am.
That's right.
I belong to God, and even tonight, God, as I speak, I have asked you to word my mouth. Even tonight, as I speak, right now, God, I pray that everything I've said has been about edifying you and not glorifying me. I'm not getting the glory out of this. It's ADAs in my office that make more money than I do as the elected official, and that is a shame.
Come on now.
I do
Come
this
on.
for justice, fairness, and equity. And I'm saying to you, that work is not done. It took hundreds of years to create the system we live under right now. And if I got to convince people who used to work in that courthouse that certain people shouldn't be in jail and certain things are unjust, we got a lot of work to do.
Yes, we do.
We have a lot of work to do. And so
I want you to also talk about the financial situation with that office. I'm going to talk about it if you don't want to talk about it.
No. I'm going to talk about it because
Yes,
I got receipts.
we need to talk about that because a person can't be effective like they should be, especially when you got the financial source not giving you or pouring into your office the way that individual is pouring into all the other offices. Now, she ain't going to call no names, but who's in charge of the commission? Who's in charge of the commission to finance her office?
Well,
somebody tell me.
Let me say this.
Chester Ellis.
Hold on, no. Let's be clear. Let's be clear because I do want to speak for myself, and I don't want anybody to get confused.
Come on with it now.
Hold on.
Take it deep.
80% of my office is funded by the commission. And I want to thank those commissioners, particularly Commissioner Whiteley, Commissioner Tanya Milton, who were able to listen and digest the facts that I presented them with and advocate for better for the citizens of Chatham County. I'm going to say it publicly on this platform because it was said to me publicly in this platform several times. Our commissioner, who funds our budget, publicly in a public meeting, told the rest of the commissioners on that board not to speak with me.
Wow.
Not to speak with me. And had the unmitigated gall to say it at a public meeting. There have been times I have been sitting at a public meeting and someone has asked, can we hear from the district attorney because she's sitting right there. No, she's not on the agenda. We don't want to hear from her. I'm telling you this because it's the truth. And I am not telling you this because I want your pity. I do not. But if you can silence the voice, if there are people in our government who silence the voice of an elected official, a person who was elected to office, and other elected officials follow that directive and listen to it, then if you come to the steps of the courthouse and you in jail, you don't have a voice at all. I'm fighting to advocate for the people. And I have I have tried to meet with you at church. I have tried to extend an olive branch to you. And the board chair is not the only one, so let's not get it twisted.
Come on now.
I believe that we can accomplish the greatest good for our shared constituents, because Savannah is not the only city in Chatham County.
Oh, come on
I
now.
believe that we can do more for our shared constituents when we work together. And I want you to know, despite trying to silence me, despite telling people not to speak to me, despite telling people not to vote for me, despite all those things, I love you with the love of Jesus, and I'm here to do the work for the people.
Come on.
My door will always remain open to you to negotiate, to share, to think, and to strategize. And I do want to thank the people who have been helpful. Chief Hadley, Chief Gunther, just so many people, too many to really name, that have been professional. That's what I'll say. And so, here's what I have spoken my truth.
Yes, you have,
and
honey.
even
yes, you have.
Even as
you have spoken your truth.
Even as I sit in this chair. Even as I sit in this chair right now, the voice I'm hearing in my head is the voice of God. I'm not asking for your pity. I'm asking for your vote. But I'm not asking for your pity. I have been marginalized, silenced by the media, misunderstood, overlooked, ignored in public settings, insulted, humiliated by a lot of people in this town. Public officials.
Black folk too.
Public officials. Now, here's another thing I do want to say to communities of color. What I need you to understand is that when it comes to justice don't mean just us. It doesn't mean that you're my friend if we did the right thing in your case, or you're not my friend because you felt like you didn't get the sentence you thought you were supposed to get. Understand that I represent the people of Chatham County. My job is to make sure that the system works fairly. Okay? Some people, I would never sit here and tell you that I'm a perfect DA. You know why? Because if you're looking for a perfect DA, you'll never find one.
You'll never find one. That's right.
But I can tell you that I have a heart for the people.
Yes.
I will demand fairness and equity and professionalism. And guess what? I don't make any bones about it. I run my office like the law office and the professional office that it is.
It is supposed to be. That's right.
And I hold everybody to a standard of excellence, because that's the standard that God holds me to. I pray that I have been accurately transparent with you.
You have.
I pray that I have been transparent with the people who are watching now and who will watch this. Although I want to be elected on May 21st and in November, what I want even more than that is to be pleasing to God.
Yes.
And that's my aim. And that's my goal. And that's really all I can say. I think I've said...
You've said it, honey.
I think I've said my piece. I have been silent for 3.5 years because... But...
You have endured so much.
Yes, you have.
In those 3.5 years, and I'm a witness to it. I can remember one night I called you in reference to a case, and you met me 12 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock in the morning, to talk about this particular case. Okay, so when I call you, where are you? I'm in the office, 11 and 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning. I can vouch for her being there, doing that. So when people say, well, where is she? She's working.
I am working.
She's working. Have been working.
Working.
And the sad part is, you needed help. The same person, and I'm going to just put it out there, Why you telling me no?
Who said that?
Why you saying no?
Hollis said no. That means
Yeah.
the man said no. You can't do it then.
Oh God, dog it. You just, you know what? You. Oh my God.
Well, here's the other thing. Listen.
The same person that said that mess.
No.
Wait.
We got
here's-
election. We
here's-
got to
here-
win first.
Here's the thing. Here's what I believe. You shall know the truth.
And the truth will
shall
set you free. Let me say this right here. Y'all listen. I promise you, you better make sure she get back in that seat. You better make sure she get back in that seat, because if you don't, from what I saw last night, babies,
We in trouble.
you'll regret it. You're going to be in trouble. And I'm going to tell you like this right here. Go look at my Facebook Live. Go look at my Facebook Live. Go look at anybody who recorded that last night. And see if you ain't going to get the same thing you got prior to her getting in that seat.
That's exactly right. You'll get the same thing you always had.
The same exact thing.
The
How
same
many black
thing.
folk incarcerated?
Yeah,
How many poor white
we got
folk?
somebody.
How many poor white folk incarcerated? How many poor brown people incarcerated?
Mentally ill people.
Mentally ill people. You better be glad she got a heart for the people. I'm just being honest. I'm putting it out there. Because the ones that was before her did not give a care.
Can I say something?
I also want to say this, because I encourage you to hold all of your government officials accountable. And I want to go ahead and explain this to the community, because they've been like, well, why hasn't she made a decision about this? And why hasn't she made a decision about that? My grandmother would always say, I'd rather a slow yes than a fast no.
That's right.
There are people and DAs who would just rubber stamp what the GBI says, what this agency says, what that agency says. You can be assured that when I rule on the case, I have reviewed it my own self.
That's
I have
right.
consulted my own experts, and yes, that takes time. So instead of giving you a quick no, right? I'm going to do a thorough job so you can make sure, because I want to assure myself that the decision that I make is the right one. Now, some people might not be satisfied with that, but guess what? I know the quality of my review and what I have done. So I want to say that to the community, because they don't always understand what's going on behind the scenes, but they should know that too. So
At the end of the day, you better make sure she get back in that seat.
You know, as you said, when you said mental illness, there's a case in Florida. This kid, he's mentally ill. I mean, he has autism. Do you know they want to give this kid 30 years because of what happened to him and the teacher? But I like what the lawyer's doing, because the school failed him. You want to give a kid with autism, you know what I'm saying? As some people say, slow, whatever. You know,
30 years.
The school failed him.
Because he's black? Because if he's white, now they're going to say he's mentally challenged. Let's just put it out there, y'all. Come on now. But because he's black, we going to give him incarceration.
Well,
okay, you're going to put him in a system that could possibly kill him.
Let me add another layer. Let me add another layer to that, since we're talking about it. Mental health care in this country is very expensive, and you have to have insurance. You have to have the agency to go get mental health treatment, and a lot of times that ends up becoming a race issue, because people who are on the wealthier end of the spectrum, who tend to be non-colored people, or white people or wealthier people, they can afford insurance and mental health care. How many of y'all had a crazy cousin and y'all all know at the barbecue he need help? He need help. That's how that's just how your uncle lives, right?
Yes.
But here's the thing. Let's be real. Once that person gets in the criminal justice system, they don't have no mental treatment, no medicine or nothing. We had a person when I came into the office that was in jail for 12 years. He was at Georgia Regional. He committed a crime. He could have been served his sentence and been out by then. But he had to stay in there for 12 years because he could never, every time his annual review came up, he was not mentally competent to stand trial. And so all these people want to talk about put him in jail, throw away the key. Let me ask you a question, and I also want to address this to our beloved Downtown Business Neighborhood Association and other areas like that. Y'all point the finger at the police department and the sheriff's department and the DA's office about the homelessness and stuff like that. Let me explain to you something. It costs $74 a day to house a healthy inmate at the Chatham County Jail. $74 a day. So let me ask you something. If somebody was downtown and you walk past a homeless person downtown and they ask you, man, would you give me $85 so I can stay at the Hampton Inn? What would you do? You look at them and say, are you crazy?
Yes.
But yet you want us to come in and the sheriff's department arrest them. Taxpayer, you are paying $85 a day to arrest that person because they were a nuisance to you and they made you feel uncomfortable. And so I'm just saying that if our wealthier business districts, everybody at the table should chip in so we can address the problem of homelessness and mental illness so that we're not just displacing them and the police officers are not picking them up and taking them to jail or picking them up and putting them in a certain side of town. South side. Certain side of town.
South
where
side.
they can be unseen and untreated and still have the same issues. You don't do that. You treat the root cause. And so if you got that money and you got that business and you into tourism and hotels and stuff like that, the same way these people gotta pay impact fees for the damage that they do to the infrastructure when they build buildings and all of that. If you're doing business in Savannah and you're a part of the tourism and the hotel industry, you should be required to pay something toward the elimination of homelessness and blight in the downtown areas because you cannot claim the benefit but not want to bear the burden.
Right.
Come on.
And so that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I deal with crime. I'm the DA and I deal with crime.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be in so much trouble. All my campaign consultants gone.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Because if they're gone, that means they weren't true. They weren't with you from the beginning.
Tonight,
But
you just filled my heart with joy.
it may. When I talk
I'm
to you,
reading the comments.
when I talk to you,
a lot of people loving on
when
you.
I talked to you originally, I was mad because for me it was the righteous indignation, right? You who have done nothing for 20 years. I gave you the one thing that Meg didn't think you was good enough to get.
Come on, somebody. A
I
supervisor
gave you the one
position.
thing that no other DA thought you was good enough to get. And this what you do? You do nothing for 2 years and now all of a sudden you want to run against me when you ain't never had an original idea of your own in the 20 years.
Well, that's
you've been
normally
there.
how it go.
But hold on. Because that was my flesh and that was my emotion. When I came in here this evening, my goal always is to glorify God, but to speak my truth with clarity.
You did.
Because if I allow this moment to pass, the voters might misunderstand. They might say, oh, I don't need to go. It's just I'm only voting for the DA. Sweetie, you're not voting for me. You voted for you.
That's right.
You voted for your children.
Yes,
and your
that's
children's
right.
children.
That's
You're voting
right.
for the community you want to see tomorrow. You're not just voting for me.
That's
You voting
right.
for you. So what do you want in your leader? That's it.
That's it.
And you know what the thing is? In this present moment, because I'm always hearing the Spirit of God in my ear and feeling the Spirit of God in my heart. In this present moment, I have the assurance of knowing that I have spoken the truth without lying.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
And I have spoken the truth with accuracy. And at the end of the day, speak your truth. Because if you don't, nobody else will.
Come on, somebody. Come on.
I'm done.
And you did phenomenal. Y'all, she told you. She told you.
I love it.
She told y'all. Y'all, in 3.5 years, she ain't said nothing. She said it tonight. Last night, they wouldn't give her the opportunity to say it. Every time they asked a question and then her name was called, They didn't want her to rebut it. But doggone it, she done came and told you tonight. And let me tell you something, y'all. She got receipts. She ain't lying.
I'm not.
She ain't lying.
The one that's running against her, she'll lock your son, your brother, your cousin, your dad up for something that they didn't do.
She just said it. They need a conviction.
The one
they don't care who to convict.
She don't care. Long as they get the one that's running against her. So I'm telling you, but
Let me say this to y'all because I want y'all to know this too. I spoke to her personally last week in a public place. I asked her, "Can I speak to you for a second? I want to talk to you." Let me tell you who I am because I need you to know who I am. You don't have to win by lying or by hurting people or by offending people. Because on May 22nd, I have to wake up, look myself in the mirror. I will still have a charge to keep, a God to glorify. I still have children that I have to walk in front of and show them the example. This race is not worth me losing my dignity.
No.
It's not worth me losing my witness. And I say that because, not to be pious and not to be on no soapbox, I want to live right and I want to do right because it's right to do right. Promotion comes not from the east or the west. Promotion comes from God.
That's right.
I pray the citizens who listen to this show tonight hear my heart.
They do.
I hope they hear that I care about them.
They do.
More than I care about being called the DA. I hope they hear that.
They hear it because I'm reading the comments.
Oh yeah.
They hear it.
That's what
I'm
I
reading
said.
the comments, and
you know the beautiful. Can I say this real quick? The beautiful thing, and even though the mainstream media has lied on you, the beautiful thing of social media. See, let me say this. See, social media put a sign up.
For Avacon.
For her and Keisha, you know what social media said? You know what they said? The social media's not. They put a sign up for her. Social media.
Big billboard.
See the beautiful thing. You can come to platforms like this. You don't have to because guess what? Only people that watched WTLC and all of them, old people. And I can say this to like my mom. She's 84 years old. So, you know, but other than that, most people don't watch. They don't watch the mainstream.
They say
media.
social media is not the news.
Well, you know, I read something, and this goes for all of Savannah, and I reposted this on Facebook. It says, don't, a person who, I'm not going to do it justice, and I can't find my phone, but the gist of it is, don't be the type of person that hates somebody else that you don't even know because somebody told you to hate them.
Come on now.
Come on.
That's ignorant.
That's it.
And so,
I'm sorry.
so what I want to say is, you cannot believe everything that you hear. I said it all the time. Every time you allow me to come on this show, I will go where I am sent. If you want to know what I believe, like what I said on tonight, just ask me.
There you go.
I'd love to come and talk to you. But we have a lot of that in the streets. We got a lot of that in politics. Oh, I don't like so-and-so because, you know, this is not about clicks. If that's what you do in politics, you worse than Bloods and Crips.
Come on now. Come on now.
If that's what you do in politics, then you worse than Bloods and Crips. If you won't talk to somebody who is a leader in this city or this county for the good of the people, let me tell you something. I have had to learn to sit at tables with people that make my blood boil. And I'm disgusted. But if it means that that's what it takes to get the job done, I know that this is not about me. It's about the people. And if you sit up on your resources and don't share your resources and can't even have a civil conversation with another elected official because with the DA because your best friend got a problem with the DA when I've showed you nothing but kindness and I have supported you.
That's
and
ignorant.
so let me tell you something. Not only is it ignorant, it's going on in politics. This is not high school. People's lives hang in the balance. And part of the reason I'm talking to y'all so frankly tonight is because I have gained nothing from being silent for 3.5 years.
Fact.
After 3.5 years, I have have been nothing but nice and courteous to you when you turned your back on me. And because that's my call. I've been nothing but nice to you. I've gained nothing from being silent. Nothing.
You better tell it. You better
so
speak
if there
your
is
truth,
a time
baby.
to speak, it might as well be now because I have gained nothing from being nice to some of these people, elected officials that y'all put in office.
Come on now.
And you will be back in DA.
Yes, you
Watch.
will. Yes, you will.
That's
That
what the
just
Lord
made
said.
So guess what?
That just made my heart feel good.
This a whole nother
Thank you.
The-
I feel. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry. I had a lot to say.
She had to let it all go. But guess what? We ain't gonna talk about the other thing, but we gonna talk about it next week. Oh, we got a lot to talk about next week. Now, y'all, let me say this right here, and we get ready to get up out of here. You ain't in no trouble. You ain't in no trouble. Tell them to come talk to me. I'll tell them a thing or
I'm
two.
in so much
I'll tell them just like I told them last
I'm in
night.
so much
For these
trouble.
pole buck, step and fetch it individuals that's elected.
I do want to say this though.
Now you gonna let me talk?
I'm sorry,
You
baby.
gonna let me talk?
It's your show. Don't-
For these step and fetch it pole buck individual, them kind of people right there. You need to stop. You really need to stop. Yeah, I talked about some folk last night, and I pray to God. I pray to God that the persons that I said it around go back and tell them what I said. Because I mean every goddamn word of it. Now, see here, I'm a work in progress. God help me with this right here. But doggone, sometimes you need to say what needs to be said.
The truth is the
Because enough is enough. Black man, black woman that's elected, and you doing that dirty mess that you doing, you better stop it.
Because all skin folks ain't kin folks.
He sit high and he look low. And he see what you're doing. But run up on me, because I got something for you. I promise you.
Now, wait a minute.
God, I promise you.
I just
Not
want to say,
violent.
here's what I understand.
I'm not violent.
No, she's not
I'm
violent.
not violent.
But-
I'm going to
but
just
that's
tell
her
them like it
position.
is.
That's her position. Let me tell you what my position is. My position is that we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
No,
but
not at
against
all.
principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places. I feel very bad for you that you are so beholden to the past and and the people that you made backdoor deals with that you can't even speak. You're not a free agent and you can't even speak for yourself. If you wanted to speak to me and be nice to me, you couldn't.
You couldn't.
So I'm gonna pray for you that God break that stronghold over your life.
Come on now.
And that you begin to develop an awareness that you have a platform for a reason. And woe unto him or her who doesn't use his platform or her platform for the right reason. That's all I'm going to say, because that's the same standard that I'm held to.
That's right.
So I ain't got no beef with people because I know what's going on, but it has happening. So
y'all better wake up.
that's my position.
That's all I'm going to say.
And
Now,
my
one
name
more
is
thing.
Shalena Cook Jones,
And
and I
she
endorse
is.
this message.
And look at, and I endorse her. I endorse the district attorney.
That's the truth.
I endorse the district attorney.
That's the truth.
And y'all know, if I tell you she right,
It's the truth.
y'all better believe it.
It's the truth.
Like Reverend Small say, if I tell you something, you better, if I tell you a puppy can pull a goddamn freight train, you better hook that train to that puppy. Because I'm telling you what God loving, that's the truth. She is the truth. She is the truth. And we need her. We need her. Anybody else? Y'all, I'm telling you, we ain't going to do nothing but revert back to what it was before she got there. And in order for us to grow, that old system, baby, we got to let it go. This is a new system. And this is what we have to go with right now. With that being said, y'all, what my eyes see and my ears hear determine what come out of this mouth, babies. No longer raising hell, but raising awareness.
Yes.
I love y'all. God bless you. You better make sure Shalena Cook Jones gets back in that seat for the district attorney.
Thank you.
Y'all hear me? And another thing too, y'all been seeing the news talking about the roads and the infrastructure and all of that mess and how everything is just bad and we need money. They're gonna come at you with a T-splosh. They're gonna come at you with a T-splosh. But let me tell you this right here, and y'all listen and listen good. You better be tired of taxing yourself. The federal government has sent so much money down here to this county for infrastructure. I'm talking we just got a brick grant for $30 million from the federal government. The money is here. You don't need to do T-Splosh. First of all, let me say this right here. They talking about West Chatham, how bad it's needed and all this good stuff all over the news today. But doggone it, I'd be darned if I want to pay into taxation in my neighborhood or my street or my community ain't getting nothing. Y'all better think before you vote. All right, with that being said, what my eyes see and my ears hear determine what come out of this mouth. Look, no longer raising hell, but awareness. She made you aware tonight. I love y'all. God bless you. Peace out. No, that's peace.
They could cut it off if they want to, man.
We don't own the rights to this music.
Man, you got down.
Hold on, I'm about to cut it.
She needs you by her side.